documents, even though we have not fully gone through it, but I would like you to give us a summary of the whole issue.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On the 16th of January 2022, we delivered 90 KT worth of PMS on board a vessel MT Elka Apollon. Is it any better? All right. Okay. Yes, it's very close to me now. Okay. All right. So it's important to note that this PMS cargo that was supplied met and was in line with all the Nigerian and DSTP contractual specifications. This was confirmed by mandatory tests that were conducted at the loading port in Europe, also before discharge in Nigeria by independent NNPC quality inspectors, and finally by agents of the midstream and downstream regulatory authority. It is on this basis that the cargo was certified and accepted for discharge by NNPC. As clearly stated by NNPC last week when they were before this honorable committee, its current inspection protocol does not include testing for methanol content, and thus was not detected by the NNPC quality inspectors. The most important thing at this juncture for us is to work with NNPC, as we have committed, in ensuring that what was brought into the country is well treated, and ensure that the issues around the situation are alleviated for Nigerians. We have given assurances, and we've also been able to show to, following the right protocol, that we followed, and there was nothing that was breached, as has been alleged. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Is your own warehouse or returned?
Sorry, sir, can you take that again?
The quantity you brought.
Yes, sir.
Has it been utilized?
Yes, it has been taken into tank. Yeah, into tank, yes, sir.
So you don't know whether it has been utilized or not?
No, sir.
Okay. As I said earlier, we have not digested the documents, but based on the summary you have given, I will allow members to ask questions.
As I said earlier, I am Honorable ADEJORO STANLEY OLAJIDE. I represent the people of Ibadan, Northwest, Southwest Federal Constituency of Oyo State. Mr. CEO, I think I want you to take us through a logical step here. You placed the order for this cargo.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to land.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You placed an order for this cargo. So as a businessman, you ought to be worried about the quality of what you are ordering, because you are in business to make profit. And you also have an LPO from NNPC that basically also has specifications. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So with that said, it means that you already have an acceptable standard in which that cargo must conform to.
Correct.
Okay. So one thing that I said to the GMD here a while back when he was here last week, in law, ignorance can never be an excuse. We are on this investigation journey, and we will unravel this from end to toe. So basically, when you issued your document to your supplier, I'm sure you have documents to that effect.
Correct, sir.
Which I would say that, Chairman, they've already submitted those documents.
They are all here.
Because I have not seen any of this, so we will.
No, they will give you the documents. That is why I said if you have anything that you want to ask, because a lot of answers are already here.
Okay, sir.
So,
the last question, Mr. Chairman, is this. Is there any other documentation that can help this investigation that you have not submitted yet? Because I'm familiar with the whole process end to end. Is there any documentation on record that you have not submitted to us at this point? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We have submitted. All right, sir.
CEO, can I have your attention, CEO?
Yes, sir.
In wrapping up, you said there's just one thing that is important, that you've been following, or you have followed the protocol in ensuring that the impacted product is utilized. Now, my question is, have you also thought about how this may have impacted on Nigerians and how you hope to also sort that out? Yourself or NNPC, now that you are claiming, it's a claim until we are done with the investigation, that you're not a part of it. So you're saying that everything that you did was in accordance with the procedure. Therefore, NNPC is liable. Is that what you're saying?
We will study this, and then there's needs to bring you guys back, we will do that. But I wanted to request for two things, and I think I saw them here, and I don't know whether I'm very clear with them. Certificate of origin and the certificate of quality. They are here. And well, I will study it, and they will get back, because there are certain information I need that I'm not so sure I'm clear here. But having said that, I think the GMD already gave a blanket answer to everything, and every one of you have followed that. But maybe this will form the bulk of our reports, because I'm aware this same product has caused so much problem in this country. One of your sister companies, I think you even have a partnership with them, Total, because they are still largely managed by foreigners, which is something we can learn from. Because they say they test for water every day, they empty their tanks and everything. So this product entered their tank and was utilized. There was no adulteration. But like I said, maybe to form bulk of our own recommendation, and maybe something people should learn from. Yeah, because we have talked about methanol, ethanol, not mixing with water and all that. Even when we know this happens in Europe, they use it, they don't have issues. But a duty of care, just doing your work well, might have helped this. Because if we have this product in Nigeria today, and there's a company that took it, and they are dispensing it, and there are no issues, just because they followed due diligence in cleaning their systems, it's something that everybody should learn from.
Go ahead and answer those three questions.
The last question or observation. Well, it's the point is very well noted. However, our duty, as we had executed, was to ensure the quality delivery up to when STS, the ship-to-ship transfer, happened. And we ensured that everything within our control was done, and the results from the tests actually show that there was no compromise even up to that point. On the part of the handling, that responsibility to a great extent falls with the marketers. But like we have already committed to do, is just to assist to ensure that we get to the final point to know where the problem actually did originate from. That's on the first question. All right, sir. With regards to documentation, we have provided all documentation that is required, except the Honorable Committee would like us to also give an opinion on what we think would be helpful even in their investigation. But with regards to our delivering the product, every document required has been submitted. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
When he was making the presentation earlier, the CEO said they have 90,000 metric 90,000 metric tons supplied to their company. What I want to ask is that this quantity of fuel has it been distributed to the marketers? That is one. Two, if it's being distributed, what are the measures taken to save Nigerians from facing the trouble? That's all.
We believe that in handling that process, there are standards which were followed, and I want to believe that everything has been done like it should be done in ensuring that if there was any contamination of some sort, that would have been quarantined and kept aside and not pushed into the market for Nigerians. Like the GMD had rightly mentioned, everything was being done just to ensure that whatever pains or difficulties to cause Nigerians was being stopped. And we, even as traders, were also bringing in more products just to ensure that whatever stock gap that was created, is plugged and problem ceases to continue. Thank you, sir.
Okay. First one is, at what point was methanol discovered in your cargo? At what point? Was it after it was discharged, or in between the last inspection and discharge? I need to get an answer for that. Second one, do the NNPC inspectors normally test for methanol content in PMS cargo? Was this something they were doing previously, or it was just a one-off this time around? And then last question would be, have you ever supplied PMS to NNPC that has methanol, that was methanol blended PMS? Have you ever supplied them to NNPC? I think those are the questions. Thank you.
So with regards to methanol, like the GMD had rightly pointed, methanol is not one of the components that is tested for in the course of the several tests for the country. However, it's actually one of the components that is currently being used because of the issues around sustainability, global warming, and so on and so forth, just to ensure better efficiency in fuel combustion. Now, in regards to whether the tests were carried out for, so what from the test specifications that we are given, the only oxygenate, because methanol is an oxygenate, the only oxygenate that is actually tested for is ethanol, not methanol. So whether the methanol was present there at the time, no one was aware of that, because it was not one of the things that you test for at the point. And we've not had this problem before. No one has had this problem before. I think the only issue that has been close to this was so many years back when ethanol was an issue, and then that was clearly stated that you would test for ethanol going forward. So that's actually the situation. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, CEO. Is there any other thing you want to tell this committee?
Mr. Chairman, we have no further additions to make. Thank you.
At what time are they paid by NNPC? Is it upfront, midway, or after final delivery to the major distributors? So that, and I said, on this particular 90 metric ton, have they been paid?
Honorable Good. So, like I had mentioned when I started, the contract under which this delivery was done is the direct sales, direct purchase, which is like a swap contract. So, depending on the situation, sometimes a crude cargo is given ahead, or sometimes it comes after. So it's and then at the end of the day, there's a reconciliation with NNPC. So it's a case where it is netted off at the end of the day. Thank you.
We are going to invite you soon after digesting these documents, if there is need for us to do that. So I think we are done for today. Thank you.
Thank you much, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. Thank you.